March 1st, it means it officially is Women's History Month.
Yes.
Love that. And are you ready for it? It's time for Top of the Talk. Since we're talking about Women's History Month, what better way to kick it off than the story of Iowa's Caitlin Clark?
Okay.
This week, she is an incredible athlete. As you know, Clark broke the Division I scoring record, surpassing Lynette Woodard's 3,649 career points. Yay, but that is not all. Get this, she's also only 18 points shy of breaking Peete Maravich's record. He set that, back in 1970 for the NCAA scoring among both men and women. So she could break the record. It would happen this Sunday when Iowa takes on Ohio State, just 18 points away. I think she can do it. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'd like to congratulate Caitlin and Lynette, because Lynette was one of the first female members of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, wow.
And Akbar, isn't there something about how the NCAA was talking about women's sports, why her numbers are
not included in the NCAA, because prior to, they didn't officially recognize women's sports. So how fitting this is all happening March 1st, Women's History. And when you look at that, back then, they were governed by something totally different, which was the AIAW, which is the Association for Intercollegiate Athletics for Women. But Lynette was a dog. I mean, she was a beast. She went out there and she was pulling up from every which way. But what I love about this story is that Caitlin's success is bringing back up the history, and we get to learn about the history of Lynette Woodard and what she did as an athlete, and now we get to celebrate what Caitlin is doing.
We're very excited, and I think she's got it. I think she's got it on Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll be celebrating her. All right. Here's a question for you guys. Have you ever gotten a last-minute invite to a party or an event and wondered if you should go? Well, a woman has gone viral for telling people it is a no. Now, she explains that you either weren't a part of the original plan or you were an afterthought if you are getting an invite so late, so you shouldn't put yourself out there by attending. How do you guys feel about this? How do you feel about getting that last-minute invite? Amanda, what do you think?
You know, I'm going to disagree with this lady.
Yeah.
I think that last-minute invites, here's my example. Nick and I, for our wedding, we had a very small wedding. 80 guests, so between two people, that's really hard, especially with big families. And as some cancellations came in at the last minute, we were able to invite some of our really new friends that you're like, I love these people, but are we inviting them to the wedding? But then we got to invite them, and we were so happy they said yes. We were so happy that they were there, and still to this day, I look back on that day, and I'm so happy that they were there.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I actually say, if you're invited and you want to go, oh gosh, just go.
Right.
No, that's a great point.
I agree with you, Amanda. Let's say Michael B. Jordan calls me at the last minute because his other date canceled on him.
Yes.
You think I'm not going? I don't care if I'm late. That's right, I'm going.
When you said Michael B. Jordan, I'm thinking in my head, you're waiting for the invite, but you want to be the bride, not the guest. So I'm waiting for that invite.
Not necessarily, Natalie Morales. I don't mind being something else than Michael B. Jordan. We don't have to get married. I just want to be called. Natalie.
Okay.
I do see this a little differently. I agree.
Yeah.
I think it depends. It's context, right, to what's going on, what the relationship is like. The other day, I was at a party somebody invited me to, and I was a last-minute invite the day before, like, yo, come to this event. I'm having this event. We want you. We're going to put you on the list. I got there. I'm like, I don't know anybody. I'm like, what am I doing here? I was like, man, this is a waste of time. That person was just using it to say, hey, look, I got him over here. I got him at the party. I was like, man, I left in 30 minutes. I was like,
I don't know. See, I'm like,
ask me that question again.
How was the food?
There was no food.
Oh, damn.
Okay, well, then that's
And you know if there's no food for Big Ock, I'm out.
Right. No food.
Hey,
No food.
they clearly didn't think of me because they know if Akbar's coming, there needs to be food.
The first thing they open the door, here's the food. King Akbar. All right, do you know where your kids are? According to a new survey, 1 in 4 parents say they track their young adult child's location with GPS apps. And the kids who are most tracked, they're between the ages of 18 and 24. Wow. Do you track your adult kids, Akbar?
Well, yes.
Yes.
And no.
Yeah. Okay.
So my oldest son, 22 years old, traveled out of the country for the very first time. It was a college graduation gift. Yeah. He was in a new land. He was going to be there for 70 days. I'm like, I asked his permission. I said, is it okay? I said, yes. Is it okay? Because, you know, if anything goes down, you're the first time, we're letting you fly by yourself.
I like that.
But when he came back, I turned that off. Like, he's an adult, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if he needs something, he knows how to reach us. But I think the idea of following my adult kid, I'm like, I got things to do. Look, where is he? I'm like, I don't have time for that.
There is a difference.
Yeah.
According to this to study, apparently there's a difference. They track mostly the young women, their young adult daughters, than they do their sons, which makes sense, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't have daughters, but I know that my husband would be like hot on the GPS tracker, checking, where is she?
Yeah,
it's sad, but there is a difference, right?
This is a good question because I was talking about this with my producer, Matt Silverstein, and I said this, and I said, look, I have a daughter, and if she gets older, I don't know that I'm going to give her the same pass as I've given my oldest son. The protective part of me goes, I want to chime in.
There is a double standard, but I think it's you're, you know, because you worry about women. Yeah. But Jerry, what do you think?
No. I mean, I hope you don't get upset at me saying this, but Natalie and myself and our spouses, we went out to dinner. And we had a few drinks at dinner. Am I allowed to say this? Okay, just want to make sure.
You know I called Uber Josh. Yes.
Right, so like,
that's my son.
My wife and I made preparations to make sure nobody was drinking and driving. And Natalie was like, oh, me too. And Natalie called her son and said, you know, Josh, come and get me. Daddy and Mommy have been drinking. And then I had never seen this.
Responsible parenting. Good parenting, right?
But Natalie
pulled, earn his car.
Yeah, her son is an adult at this point, but Natalie pulled out her phone and Natalie was like, here comes Josh. He's driving up the street. He's doing 35 in a 30 zone. No.
But, Jerry, admit it. How often do you pull out that app now and check your girls, too?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what's funny about having these apps is that, you know, I have 15-year-old daughters, so they're not quite grown. But what you can't do anymore is, you know, my parents, you know, you'd call them and say, hey, I'm standing outside. And your parents would be like, oh, I'm right there. I'm right around the corner. I'll be right there. Because now I try that with my kids, and they're like, you're a half hour away, Dad. We can see. You're a liar. You're lying. You lie to us. You're still at home. You're a liar.
They know.
So they got the track on you. They're tracking me.
It works both ways. It works both ways. You gotta expect it. All right, well, we had to tell you about this one. Recently, a woman was staying at a hotel. She decided to order room service. She originally booked the hotel because the website said their menu was chef-driven, featuring original artisan food. Sounds amazing. Delicious, right? Well, after ordering the cacio e pepe, it was $20 on the menu. She found out, guess where this comes from, guys? I think some of you know this place very well, and I've had this. TJ's, Trader Joe's, yeah, the cacio e pepe is the best. Her husband apparently was searching the communal fridge on the property for coffee and creamer, and he made the discovery of the packages. If you like the food, do you care that it comes frozen and from Trader Joe's?
I just want to say, I travel with someone who is my wife. And my wife loves room service, loves hotel rooms, loves stuff from the mini bar, all of it. And it's expensive, and it drives me crazy. Like, I cannot wait to go buy frozen food from a supermarket and run downstairs and grab it and be like, here it is, honey.
Well, you gotta plate it. You just gotta plate it.
You gotta put little green things on it.
Yeah. I don't care about the food, but I care about the pricing. So don't be charging me something that I can microwave myself.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
All right, stick around. When we come right back, we're going to show you this week's most viral TikTok. Welcome back. All right, we have rounded up the most viral TikToks of the week. It is time for TikTok. First up, the Golden Girls. They still have fans of all ages.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me.
Thank you for being a friend.
That right there is a vibe. That was so cute. That's a vibe right there. But it did make me realize how hairdos can age you. Like that baby looked like she was 20.
Isn't it something wild? Like they were all in their 30s or 40s when they were filming that show.
They were 40s.
They were in their 40s when they were filming
Yeah,
that
and the
show.
hairdos made it look different.
That baby looked like.
You see how I said different? You gonna catch me.
Don't
That's
age
so
it.
funny. That baby looked like it was about to say, "Someone hold my purse."
Yeah.
But by the way, that does make me realize they do not make theme songs for TV shows like they used to.
Very true.
That is like,
Gold, that is a golden theme.
that is like a real theme song. Everyone was singing. We all got together, and we're all gonna go get our hair done after the show.
Except for Akbar. He'll get his mustache done. Okay, there are many hidden dangers of taking the trash out.
Oh my goodness. I'll put that on a WWE soundtrack right there.
Oh my God. Amazing.
It's a full contact barista.
It is. That's true. Okay, moving on. Then you can't go out to the ball game. Bring the ball game to you.
Can I hear your best hot dog yell, like you're selling hot dogs at a stadium?
Hot dog! Hot dog! Hot dog! It's a hot dog, dear fresh hot dog! Something like that. Red hot dogs! Yeah! Get your red hot dogs, yeah!
Jerry, give it to us, Jerry.
Okay.
Give it to us, Jerry.
Go ahead.
Give it to us.
Hot dog, 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 hot dog.
Yeah, I like that one.
Amanda, you got this? Here we go,
I
Amanda.
feel like it's like hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
like,
gotta be
yeah.
definitive.
That was good.
Get your hot dog here.
Sheryl, you try it.
Hell no.
Oh, man.
Okay. Finally.
Well, hold
this-
it, Natalie. Come on.
I did it. I did it.
Everyone wants to hear the
You
journalist do it.
missed
Come
it.
on.
Hot dogs?
Where are you doing that? Is that at a 5-star? Is that at a 5-star?
That's on an airline? What are you, like a...
Hot dogs.
Yes.
Dogs.
Yes.
Oh, man.
All right, finally, this one was sent in by TikToker Amanda Clues.
Oh, hey.
Turns out, this is fantastic. Turns out some kids are a little more literal and smarter than the rest of us.
Can you say the alphabet, but backwards?
Were we like A, B, C, D, E, F,
Smart.
Oh, my goodness.
You are raising a genius.
You guys, it was so smart. It took me like a minute to figure out what he was doing. I was like, what are you? And then I was like, kid turned around and said it backwards. Of course.
Let me tell you something right now, Amanda. You better go get you a social media manager because you're about to be TikTok famous with that one. That is going viral. That is so funny.
He's so cute.
That is so funny.
He's so adorable. All right, from the new movie Ricky Stenicki, William H. Macy is here right after the break.
nominated role in Fargo to 11 seasons and 2 Emmys for Shameless to dozens of other memorable performances. Our first guest is one of the best actors around. His new movie is a comedy called Ricky Stenicki.
Dean, you haven't introduced me to Indiana Jones here.
Yeah, of course. Ted, this is Ricky Stenicki, my good friend. Ricky, this is Ted Summerhays, my boss.
Ted, nice to meet you. Digging the suit and the seedlings, man.
The seedlings?
The hair plugs, they're new, right?
What? No, this is my hair.
Yeah, that's like a doll's hair is her hair. That's good. That's good.
Please welcome William H. Macy!
Great to have you here. This is your 10th time on The Talk, and yeah, give me a round of applause for that. And 10 is known as the TIN, the 10th anniversary, and I guess the traditional gift is aluminum, so we made you a special mug.
Yeah, it's right there. You're right. That's your tin. That's your 10th gift from us, The Talk. Fabulous. Enjoy it. There you go.
Fabulous.
There you go. Try it out, Mr. Macy. Try it.
I have something funny to say, but I'm going to have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, right. Try it. Just see if it works. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
We're going to work.
You really shouldn't have.
Tell us about Ricky Stenicki. This looks hilarious.
I've always wanted to do a Farrelly film, and Peete Farrelly directed this thing. There's so much of it we can't talk about.
Right.
It's,
sure.
It's one of those raunchy comedies that's genuinely funny. It has a great ending, a wonderful cast. Oh, Lord, we had fun. And I've got this turn in it. If this movie does any business, they'll put this on my headstone.
Tell us about, I mean, I guess we call it a raunchy. Is it a raunchy? Is that what we call it?
Yeah, it's... I mean, the thing that's great about Peete and his brother is that they're sort of 14-year-old boys, and that's kind of the humor, writ large and more sophisticated. But, Lord, they make me laugh. Something about Mary and Dumb and Dumber.
Yes,
oh,
yes. Of course. Yes. How was it working with Zac Efron and John Cena, two of the buffiest guys in Hollywood? How was that?
They are seriously buffy. Look at those guys. Zac did that wrestling movie, and he's still really pumped up. And
really? Wow. So, did those guys take their shirts off between takes and stuff like that? Were they always?
All the time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We kept saying don't. So finally, I took my pants off.
Show them up.
They got the message.
That's right.
No, they didn't take their shirts off. They had a lot of work to do. And Cena's funny in this thing. He's really a wonderful actor.
I have to say, just looking at you as well, you're not too shabby yourself. You seem very well built. I went in for a hug, and I felt some muscle mass there, Mr. Macy.
Well, I try to stay in good shape. I have a fabulous trainer that we've had for 20 years. She gives me all sorts of things to do for the elderly. Which is what I am.
Adjust and evolve, right? Adjust and evolve.
Yeah.
Yes.
Getting back to Ricky Stenicki, a lot of the Farrelly brothers films take place in Rhode Island. Ricky Stenicki takes place in Rhode Island, but you filmed it in Australia. Tell us about working down under.
It's fabulous. One wonders, you know. I did a film once that was supposed to take place at Hollywood and Vine, and I can throw a baseball from my house. So we shot that in Australia also. But it was great. I got 2 films in a row with about 10 days in between. So I went on holiday all by myself to New Zealand in the interval and had the best time.
Wow.
It was fabulous. A lot of the places I went, that I see people at the table, and I would just introduce myself and join them, and I made some really good friends.
Wow.
You know, it's very sort of outdoors. I mean, it's very much, it's all outdoorsy. Any, like, wildlife encounters? Or?
Yeah. I went to this place, you have to helicopter in. Everything has to be helicoptered in or out. And I just took these magnificent hikes. They've got a lot of problem with opossums, which were introduced mistakenly and are decimating the bird population.
Wow.
So they're trapping them. They're trying to do everything they can to get rid of them. But they're taking the opossum fur and mixing it with that fabulous wool that they have down there and making this material that's just great. I bought all our Christmas presents there. It's warm, it's soft, it's...
So everyone got an opossum wool blend sweater.
That's it.
Well, I mean, sweaters, mittens, like how crazy do we get? Hats?
Well, if you wear too much of it, you know, you get scared, you pretend you're dead.
Right, sure.
I can't stand you right now. And I'm over like, right. Oh, you tricked me.
I'm going to look for a wool opossum
Go
blend.
online. It's a fabulous material.
All of it. I'm going to look for the undergarments. Everything.
Oh my God.
I love a
got
lycra.
you, didn't I?
I love a lycra cotton blend. That's my jam.
Well, opossum. Let's not go there.
Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about one of William's new hobbies. We're back with William H. Macy. So, you live in Colorado most of the time, and you have a new gig. It's an activity I hold very near and dear to my heart. You work in a bar.
Well, I'm part owner of a distillery called Woody Creek Distillers, and I'm their spokesdude. I go around where we sort of go after the bartenders and the people who actually handle the stuff and throw little parties for them. And I play a ukulele, so.
Really?
I used to write birthday songs.
Okay.
I'd write birthday songs for my wife and my daughters, but that got a little bit tough because they have a birthday every year, and it's 3 songs a year. I did it for a bunch of years, but now that I work with Woody Creek, I only write about Woody Creek and alcohol.
Would you like to?
All right.
Are you going to?
Yeah, well, we do have a little ukulele for you here.
Okay, so this is a song about mixology, which is big in the spirits world. And more to the point, it's about old fashions, which is the signature drink.
Yes.
Mr. Macy, just to ask you, what's the proper way for us to listen to you doing ukulele? Should we get up and start dancing? Should we?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
But does it sound better when you're drinking the spirits?
Oh, yes.
Fabulous.
Yes. Everything sounds better when you're drinking. That's the problem. I like a good old-fashioned, not a new old-fashioned. I'm an old-fashioned guy. If you make it right, we'll hang out all night. I'm an old-fashioned guy. Put some ice in a glass. Now, please don't laugh, but make sure your ice is cold. A shake or two of Angostura, but not before you pour a little sugar so it's sweet and bold. If you don't mull the fruit, it's like wearing a suit without putting on a shirt or tie. Use a fine old bourbon, but if I could put a word in, you might try my Woody Creek rye. I like a good old-fashioned, not a new old-fashioned. I'm not shy to tell you why. I believe the old trope about things that ain't broke, so I'm an old-fashioned guy. I'm an old-fashioned guy.
Wow. No, come on.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Everybody, that's how you run a distillery. Take us to commercial, Mr. Macy. Thank you so much for the song and for being here. You can stream Ricky Stenicki on Amazon Prime Video starting March 7th. Up next, singer-songwriter Rachel Platten is here with a special performance to help us kick off Women's History Month.
Month. So to help us kick things off is a multi-platinum singer-songwriter whose anthems like Fight Song have inspired people all over the world. And she's here today performing another empowering hit, Girls. Please welcome the incredible Rachel Platten.
Hope you always know your worth, though I know that life can hurt. Hope you know that you can turn to each other. Hope you learn to trust your voice, make mistakes and make some noise. Hope you never lose your joy or your hunger. Girls, you were born to run, to reach the stars and chase the sun. Girls, you were wild and free. The wind is at your back, the world is at your feet. Sometimes life can feel unfair, broken hearts you can't repair. Sometimes you might be scared that no one gets you. It's not easy being brave when tears are falling down your face, but that's how we find our strength. So I'll let you. Girls, you were born to run, to reach the stars and chase the sun. Girls, you are wild and free. The wind is at your back, the world is at your feet. Someday friends might turn their backs, falling leaves might hide your path. You'll try hard, might come in last, yeah, but just around the corner. You'll move mountains, you'll make waves. You'll be fearless, you'll be brave. There'll be nothing you can't face. Hope you always know your worth, though I know that life can hurt. Hope you know that you can turn to each other. Hope the road ahead is clear, and I hope you know when I'm not here that you'll always have the love of your mother.
What an amazing performance to celebrate Women's History Month. Oh my gosh. Those lyrics, your voice. I know you're a mother of 2 young girls. So how did they inspire you?
Oh my goodness, my girls are my biggest inspiration. You know, as every parent knows, it's incredible. Yeah, that's stuff. It's incredibly rewarding and also incredibly difficult. But I think the most amazing thing I've learned from them is watching them feel this huge range of feelings and know that that's the human experience, and helping them learn that all of that is okay, And in learning that, I'm relearning it for myself.
Yeah.
And when I was writing my record, I realized I hadn't yet written a song to my daughters. Oh. And so I wanted to communicate to them all the things that I might want them to know in the world growing up. So that's where
Got
girls
your little
came
one
from.
right, one of them right there.
That's smiling.
Yeah. With your mom and dad. Aw.
And other than this performance, have your daughters seen you perform in front of a crowd, and do they realize that their mom is a rock star?
You know, it's funny, they haven't seen me much. This is Violet's second time seeing me, but I watch them all the time. Like last night, they had a Frozen musical performance in our living room, and I was not allowed to join, and that was incredibly hard. They were like, ugh, Mom.
They don't know what they have in Mom. I just want to thank you for writing the anthem for women everywhere. You really are so inspiring. You're our rock star. Rachel Platten, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm really excited to tell you about my latest episode of 48 Hours, the Menendez brothers fight for freedom. It was one of the most notorious trials. Lyle and Eric Menendez, they've been in prison now for more than 3 decades, serving life sentences without parole for killing their parents, Jose and Kitty, back in 1989. But now their attorney has brought forward new evidence which sheds new light on the case, and it could possibly change their fate. Here is a preview of this Saturday's episode.
You have a prepaid call from Lyle Menendez. I'm at RJ Donovan State Prison in San Diego, California, and I am here for killing my parents. My brother and I were convicted together.
Lyle and Eric Menendez have been behind bars in California for more than 3 decades. It all began on the night of August 20th, 1989. Jose and Kitty Menendez were shot to death in their Beverly Hills mansion. Former Los Angeles County District Attorney Jackie Lacey wasn't involved in the case, but reviewed it at 48 Hours' request.
It was an expression of hatred for these 2 people.
At first, Lyle and Eric Menendez weren't even on investigators' radar. They later confessed to the killings in therapy. When the brothers went on trial, they claimed that they killed in self-defense after a lifetime of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse suffered at the hands of their parents. Lyle Menendez testified that his father began sexually abusing him when he was only 6 years old.
He raped me.
Their first trial ended with 2 hung juries. When they were tried again, prosecutors argued that the brothers were lying and were able to convince a judge to exclude some of the evidence of alleged abuse. That's when they were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. But now, decades later, the case is back in the news. Cliff Gardner represents the Menendez brothers.
We now have evidence that makes absolutely clear that those boys were molested. And if those boys were molested, it would have been manslaughter, and they would be out.
Roy Rossello, a former member of the boy band Menudo, has come forward alleging that he was sexually abused by Jose Menendez, too. Menendez was an executive at RCA Records, which signed Menudo to a recording contract.
Did you or Eric think that another person would accuse your father of child molestation?
I did not, but I could not believe it.
Yeah, it's a riveting hour.
Yeah, you know, when you spoke to Lyle Menendez, he said he couldn't believe it. What was his reaction to these new developments?
Yeah, he said when he first heard about Roy Rossello, the former Menudo band member, he cried. And he said, though, that he now feels validated, and he hopes that people will finally realize that he and his brother Eric, that they were telling the truth about the abuse all along. So, and there's more. There's another development too, which you'll have to watch the hour to find out as well. But there is a lot to the story, and if you do want to find out all of the latest and where the case stands today, be sure to tune in to 48 Hours tomorrow night at 10/9 Central, right here on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. It is a must-watch. All right, switching gears, speaking of must-watches, to get your weekend started. Stick around. We've got some highlights from this week on The Talk right after the break. Thanks for being with us.
my wife only likes dark chocolate.
The darker, the better. Yeah.
It is better for you.
Go ahead, take a picture. Yeah, no, you gotta wind it up.
Yeah,
you gotta wind it up. My knees are hurting.
Akbar to me was like Cash Me Outside. How about that? It was like a whole thing. Hi, man.
You want to get me? Come on. Take it.
Oh, be careful.
Did you have to learn about these exotic fish filming the show?
I could test your pH level right now.
Oh. I'll take this chair, honey.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You really shouldn't have.
Now listen, my girlfriend said it's good. You take noodles and then peanut butter and jelly.
Amanda, that's a no. That's a hard no.
Hold on, so you've never tried this before? Oh, come on, dog.
Hot dogs?
What are you, like a...
Hot dogs.
I'm taking everybody home with me.